Hey guys, just wanted to make this quick video going over the 7 different weapons available in Where Winds May. Weapons also have different weapon martial art types, which means that weapons can have different skill sets. So technically we have 7 base weapons, but 12 different weapon martial art types, meaning there will be actually 12 different individual weapons with different skill sets. For example, the Nameless Sword and Strategic Sword. Even though they're both swords, they have different playstyles and skill sets due to them having a different martial art path. It's also important to mention that you can wield 2 weapons, one in your primary and one in your secondary slot at any time, and switch between them in combat to create unique playstyle combinations. Now let's first start off with swords. There are 2 martial art paths for the sword, and they are Nameless Sword and Strategic Sword. The Nameless Sword focuses on mobility and damage, dodging backwards whilst dealing damage or closing the gap with a dash attack. Also the ability to use a powerful slash attack that grants you a cheese shield that lasts 3 seconds. The Strategic Sword also has great mobility, but the damage comes from its damage over time effect. You can dash backwards whilst dealing damage and also do a dash attack forward, applying stacks of dot damage which would then explode after a short period of time. Next up, we have the Dual Blades. There is one martial art path for the Dual Blades and it's called the Infernal Twinblades. This weapon focuses on dealing lots of damage with very fast attacks. You can close gaps and deal damage whilst also dealing attacks that have fast combos to dish out lots of damage quickly in a short period of time. Now moving on to spears. There are 3 martial art paths for the spear. They're the Nameless Spear, Heavenquaker Spear, and Stormbreaker Spear. The Nameless Spear allows you to deal heavy damage and immobilize enemies for a few seconds. The Heavenquaker Spear comes with a sweep ability and also another ability that does consecutive attacks. The more hits in the combo, the more damage it does. The Stormbreaker Spear can apply a debuff to the enemy and also dish out damage to nearby enemies whilst giving you a buff reducing the damage you take. Next up we have the Rope Darts. There's one martial art path for the Rope Dart known as the Mortal Rope Dart. You can summon rats while attacking enemies and also use your weapon to pull yourself closer to your target. Great weapon for fast attacks to dish out damage while having high mobility. Now we have the fans. There are 2 martial art paths for the fan weapon, and they're the Panacea Fan and the Inkwell Fan. Panacea Fan is a support weapon that allows you to heal yourself and nearby allies. You can also resurrect nearby down allies too, making it a great weapon for playing multiplayer in a supportive role. The Inkwell Fan, rather than supporting and healing, it focuses on dealing ranged and aerial attacks. Moving on to the Combat Umbrella. There are 2 martial art paths for the Umbrella. They're the Soulshade Umbrella and Ninefold Umbrella. Soulshade Umbrella is a supportive weapon. You can throw your umbrella in the air and it will passively heal yourself and nearby allies. During this time, you can change it to your secondary weapon while still having your umbrella in the air providing heals. Or you can also choose to provide a damage buff to yourself and nearby allies instead with its other ability. With the Ninefold Umbrella, you can also throw the umbrella in the air, but this time it will attack nearby enemies. During this time, you can switch to your alternative weapon while still having the umbrella attack enemies. It also comes with a charge attack where you can deal damage to enemies in front of you. Last but not least, we have the Moblades. There is one martial art path for the Moblades, and it's the Thundercry Blade. Think of this weapon as your tank class. You have an ability that grants you shield based on your maximum HP. You also have an ability that gathers all enemies to yourself, dealing damage to them that will aggro the enemies to yourself. Technically, there are bows as well, but this does not fit into your primary or secondary weapon slot. Bows are universal and all players will have access to it in its own separate slot. It does have combat functionalities, but its main purpose is for world exploration and puzzles rather than your primary source of damage in combat. Now here's a summary of the 7 weapon types and the martial art paths of each weapon. There are a total of 12 different weapons as you can see on the screen, and they fit into 6 different martial art path categories. The first category is Bellstrike Splendor, which includes the Nameless Sword and Nameless Spear. This category focuses on mobility. Choose these weapons if you want to be highly mobile and do great single target damage which are effective against bosses. Bellstrike Umbra includes the Strategic Sword and Heavenquaker Spear. This category focuses on mobility and single target damage similar to the Bellstrike Splendor, but in this case these weapons have damage that comes from either inflicting bleed or wound effects on enemies, so rather than doing bursts of damage with attacks, you'll be doing damage over time. Silkbind Deluge includes the Panacea Fan and Soulshade Umbrella. Think of these weapons as your support class style weapons. They're there to buff or heal yourself and your teammates. Silkbind Jade includes the Inkwell Fan and Ninefold Umbrella. This category is perfect for players who want to fight from afar using ranged combat. It shines in 1v1 combat and has some great mobility and aerial skills to keep you moving around. Bamboocut Wind includes the Infernal Twinblades and Mortal Rope Dart weapons. The point of this category is for weapons that dish out fast attacks, good damage, and great mobility. It does, however, sacrifice defensive and survivability skills, but on the pro side, it dishes out lots of quick damage. Our last category is a Stonesplit Might, which includes the Stormbreaker Spear and Thundercry Blade. This category is all about survivability and defense. Anything from damage reduction to shields. It is also great for combat against multiple enemies with some of his crowd control skills. Now just before I wrap up the video, I want to talk about weapon combinations. Since you can run a primary and secondary weapon, this means you can switch weapons in combat to allow you to have the benefit of running two sets of weapon skills in battle. Therefore, it's important to decide on two weapons you want to focus on and main. As you can see, there are multiple combinations you can make and you can get as creative as you want with them. For example, you can run a DPS weapon and then switch to a support weapon to heal, and then switch back again to deal damage. There is going to be loads of awesome weapon combinations which I'll make a separate video on, but for now, hope this video helped you decide which two weapons you will be deciding to focus on. And please do let me know in the comments which two weapons you'll be deciding to choose. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hope this video helped you out, and please do subscribe and check out my channel for more Where Winds Mate content, and hope to catch you in my next video. Cheers, guys.